Introduction. I was originally going to write a book about self-publishing and some high-level topics that new self-publishers need to understand if they're going to either succeed at self-publishing or at least be happy with the outcome of their self-publishing efforts. But as I wrote that book, I realized that much of what I had to say applied to any new writer, not just self-publishers. Because really, self-publishing and trade publishing are just two different paths to the same goal, being paid for what you write. And so, whichever path you take, you are going to need to learn some of the same lessons. For example, that what you write will have a big impact on your success. And that if you fail to meet genre expectations, you will suffer for it. So this book is for newer writers, but not brand new writers. If you're brand new, check out Writing for Beginners. It's designed to ground you in what it means to be a writer. This book is for writers who have finished at least a novel, but are not yet successfully published. By successfully published, I mean that you're making good money on your writing. If you're at that stage, chances are you've probably already figured out the things I'm going to be talking about in this book, intuitively, if nothing else. This is also not a craft book. I will touch on my developing theory on the different levels of writing ability, but this book is more business-oriented. It's for writers who want to sell that novel they wrote, either direct to readers with self-publishing or to a publisher with trade publishing. Much of what I'll discuss here applies to nonfiction writers as well, but most of the focus will be on writers of commercial fiction, mystery, romance, speculative fiction, etc., and on publishing full-length titles. So I'm not going to be talking about writing for magazines or submitting short stories, for example. Now, who am I? What qualifies me to write this book? I'm a writer, self-published at this point, although ultimately I expect I'll pursue what's called hybrid publishing, where you have some titles self-published and some titles trade-published. I write nonfiction, mystery, romance, and fantasy. At this point, I've published over 100 titles, ranging in length from flash pieces to novels. Some have done well, some have not. I am more successful at this than many, but much less successful than others. I've been self-publishing for about 8 years now, and over the course of those 8 years, I've listened and watched a lot. Because I write such a variety of lengths and genres, I have a broad range of personal experience with all of this. But I also have the benefit of years of absorbing the stories other writers have shared about their journey. In my former day job, I was a consultant who was paid very well to gather information, compile that information, form observations from what I'd gathered, and form conclusions about it. That's what I've done in this book. I've watched, I've learned, and now I'm sharing what I found. If it helps convince you to listen to me, I also triple majored at Stanford, have an MBA from Wharton, and attended the Taoist Toolbox Writing Workshop. Although none of those qualify me to write this book. It's my time spent absorbing this industry and personal experience with being a writer that matters. I think there's value to be had here. Whether you agree or not is up to you. I will also warn the grammar purists right now that you will probably not like my writing style. I start sentences with and but, and I end them with prepositions. I use all right instead of all right. I also use fragments and ellipsis and parens. If all of that is like nails on a chalkboard for you, you probably don't want to read this book. Although there's a lesson in the fact that I do what I do that you might learn if you read on. Okay then, enough of that. Let's get started.